Victor.
Good morning, Ed. How are we doing this morning?
This is our last broadcast of
the year, 2023.
I'm kind of sad.
Did the year go fast?
It went really fast. It went really fast.
My father-in-law, I think I told you this, has a favorite saying about time. It's like life is like a roll of toilet paper. So you unwind the toilet paper, it goes real slow, but as you get older, the toilet paper gets closer to the center and the toilet paper unrolls faster. Just thought I'd share that with you.
That's quite enlightening.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Toilet paper philosophy in the morning.
Hey, if you haven't posted yet in the chat, post up your favorite holiday song. If you want to throw the artist in there, throw the artist in there. There's some really... So Brian Sellers, I'll tackle that one. When Brian, when you posted that, we all started laughing.
Yeah.
Victor, he said, you handle that one.
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong. Santa Claus and his old lady.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Cheech and Chong. I mean, by the way, first of all, Brian's dating himself.
Yeah, amen.
Young people are going, Cheech, Chong, who's that?
Oh, and Adam Humphries being a smart aleck and saying he didn't want to agree with me, but he likes Bing Crosby too.
I like Bing Crosby. I love the movie.
Did you put yours in there?
No, it is White Christmas, so I love Bing Crosby.
I thought you were like a Nat King Cole guy.
Well, that too. But I mean, in terms of movies I'm talking about now.
Okay.
You ever see White Christmas movie?
It had nothing to do with movies.
Okay, then Nat King Cole.
Favorite song in the
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. that voice is just velvet.
What else we got?
That voice
Jingle
is
Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. Nice.
What? I don't know about that one.
Johnny Mathis. That's
I like Johnny Mathis. Yeah. Bryson says, all I want for Christmas is my two front teeth by Alvin and the Chipmunks. You can tell that the level of sophistication of that gentleman is quite high, right? So I agree with him.
The Grinch song? So my little granddaughter's up there in Pittsburgh. They watched the Grinch movie every single night.
I love that movie.
For like the last 2 months.
This is a Jim Carrey movie, right?
Yeah.
That's going to go down,
Oh, yeah.
I watched Elf this weekend. Last week.
Elf's another one that they watched.
Yeah, I like Elf was good. Off the wall, but Santa and his old lady. Yeah, I mean, that's just wild.
Doug and Bob McKenzie. There you go to 12 Days of Christmas, you hoser.
Yeah. You hoser. By the way, David Garcia brings up a good debate.
What did he bring up?
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh, no, we're not going to start that. Didn't we do that last year?
Yeah.
Don't even start that.
By the way, Nicholas is going straight up old school. Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis. Yeah, I love it.
All right, so we're going to make a hard stop on posting your favorite Christmas song.
Yeah.
All right, so no more posts there. We got enough there. You can put them in later because we're going to run a little contest. So we bumpered you in with Kenny G. And I told Victor, I said, I'm not a Kenny G fan, right?
Yep.
But a lot of people are Kenny G fans. I like
Kenny G. Why don't you like Kenny G?
I don't dislike him. No, here's why.
Okay.
I got a brother-in-law and a son-in-law that they play that thing relentlessly during Christmas.
Yeah.
And I just get tired of it.
Yeah, I just like the way he does that whole side thing.
Oh, he's super cool. Yeah,
he is cool.
And you said, you said when we were talking about this, you said you used to have the Jerry curl.
I used to have Jerry curls. I used to have curls, and I used to have the little spray thing. I used to have a glistening curls, glistening.
So here's the contest.
Yes.
You need to post in the chat. Here's the deal. Like Kenny G, no matter how you look at it, and no cheating. Don't be jumping out on the YouTube.
Les Fogelman put "Last Christmas" by Wham. That man should be banned from Orkin.
No.
Get him off Orkin.
A lot of people mentioned that when I was teasing Stormy yesterday.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I think Hayden Holmes. All right. So here's the contest. You know, depending on what list you're looking at, Kenny G's like the second or third top all-time selling holiday album. For $50 in the chat, starting right now.
Wow, you're actually giving away money.
$50. I'm in the holiday spirit.
He's in the Christmas mood.
$50 Amazon gift card for the first person that posts the runaway leader in the #1 all-time holiday album. Go.
All right.
Not yet.
Holiday album.
Mariah Carey's like 2 or 3. Elvis.
Adam Humphrey.
No, Sarah Perry's beat him to it.
Let's see.
Elvis. We talked. So I was over here yesterday working through some logistics of this thing with Stormy, and she couldn't guess it to beat the band.
I wouldn't have guessed that one at all.
But what about like Blue Christmas? It was 1957 when he released that.
Look, I'm an
album.
Elvis fan. I think the last movie was great, by the way. The biopic was great.
Yeah, amen.
But
I
never thought he had the #1. I thought it was going to be like Bing Crosby or Mariah Carey.
How about that?
Yeah. Wow. Elvis.
Yeah. So Elvis.
I have to go back and listen to this thing.
So my favorite, not that anybody cares out there, but I always try to throw myself under the bus and let y'all make fun of me.
Yeah.
My favorite Christmas album, Victor, don't laugh, is Kenny and Dolly. Kenny and Dolly. A Christmas to Remember.
Why, Ed? Why?
So Forever and a Day.
You got Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. You realize that probably half of these folks don't even know
who they are.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows Dolly. She dressed up like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader a couple weeks ago.
You walked that line very carefully.
I did.
Well done.
I did.
Well done. Kenny Rogers.
But here's the deal. Here's why. Forever and a Day. My daughters are 33. My son's 37. Since we itty little bit of things. We drive all over at Christmas time. We're in the car all the time. We have worn out cassette tapes. That's how much I'm dating myself. Yeah. And we've worn out CDs of the Kenny and Dolly Christmas album. Every one of my kids to this day can sing every word to every one of those songs.
Where's the phone? I'm calling child services.
And I hate
because you subjected your kids to that album.
And I hate to admit this, I can sing every word to the songs too. My favorite one off the album is Hard Candy. So just leave it at that.
By the way,
I'm going to turn you on. Anybody make any comments?
Who's Barragon? Who's Barragon? The last one here. He said, "A Swiftie Christmas." Dude, get off the line now. Just get off the line. If I hear one more Taylor Swift reference, that's it. I'm out of here.
Amen.
Please,
Amen.
no Taylor Swift.
So we're giving some money away.
I don't like Taylor Swift. Can I just say that? Can I be the one to just say that? I'm just like up to here with Taylor Swift.
You just vent, Victor.
All right, go ahead. Let's get back to what we're talking about.
Look at what's going on in the world. You might be one of the few.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's jump into it. This broadcast, we did this intentionally. We brought our commercial sellers and we brought our residential sellers together to have one meeting, really kind of so they could kind of see what the other half does.
Yeah.
We typically, for the last 23 months, we've done these split versions of broadcasts, but we thought for this one to kind of end out the year that we'd bring them all together so they could share the successes that the other side's having. So the first group I'm going to address are our commercial sellers, and we'll talk about the breakdown of commercial sales in our company for the month of November, and then kind of where we stand year to date through November. Okay. And these are exciting numbers. So our local commercial sales for the month of November, we're up 8% year over year. Year to date, Victor, we're at 12%. 12% year over year increase.
Count that.
And since COVID hit, we've run double-digit commercial sales increases since we got out of that little COVID blip that we had.
Nice.
I mean, just killing it. So our team sales, the ones where the local account managers and the technicians work in concert with the national account managers to kind of work out these team sale opportunities that we have. Those were up in November 12%.
Nice.
And they're up 14% year to date. So when you roll it all together at the company-wide level, we are in the neighborhood of a 21% increase in November because we had a monster national account team sale or national account sale with Pepsi, almost $2 million. So that blew that up. So 21% increase in November year over year, which leads us to a 12% year over year increase year to date through November, which is just crazy numbers.
Great numbers.
Just outstanding numbers. Here's a note that might catch you by surprise. Our commercial sales through November for Orkin US are $178 million. Almost like that. $178
million. Wow.
178. In addition to the great company-wide performances, we had November, Victor. November. People used to call this a seasonal business way back in the day when I started here. In November, we had 17 of our account managers.
So provide some historical context. In the past, 10 years ago, November was what?
Yeah, you were scratching. 10 years ago, probably scratching to get to 25,000.
Okay.
There's superstars that kind of separate themselves, and there's a bunch on the list, but we had 17 of them cross the $75,000 paid on, got the work started and got paid on it in November, which just makes for a nice holiday check, right?
Yep.
Nice holiday
Big check.
17 of them.
Nice.
You want to know who they are?
We're going to find out right now.
Roll
the video. Nice.
How about that?
Matt Meyer.
Matt Meyer.
Way to go, Matt.
$207,000 in startup
Matt
business.
Meyer. No relationship to Jason
Jason who?
Meyer.
Who is that?
Halloween.
Oh, okay. I don't
Right.
want some scary. I'm scared.
That was a poor reference.
I'm scared of
I
them
thought I'd
movies.
throw it out there. That's
So,
a great number, though.
one thing about Matt Meyer that I think that we should all pay attention to. Matt Meyer made about north of $150,000 sale in the month of November that they got started in conjunction with Steve Goodis, who's on the National Account Support Team. Steve Goodis, if you've not met him or got exposed to him yet, is an industry expert in stored product pest management.
Okay.
He worked for Purina before he came to us. He invented a whole bunch of these systems, and he and Matt $150,000 in stored product pest sales to this warehouse chain up there in the Chicago market, and even trickled down into some other parts of the country that some of our other AMs took advantage of. So if you've not introduced yourself to Steve Goodis, man, get all over it. It's a space that we've not really had a great amount of success in. We've kind of played around it and toyed in it. But the dude is the expert.
Is he?
He's the expert. I mean, there's no doubt.
By the way, you mentioned Chicago, and I want to thank you for this wonderful shirt you gave me.
Oh, yeah, how about that Chicago shirt?
By the way, so Ed gave me this shirt. Just want to show you this beautiful shirt. And he's harassing me because I'm from Chicago. So it's the rattiest city. And Ed thought this was a shirt I should have.
Well, our marketing team, identified
that's
Chicago as the
awesome,
rattiest
actually.
city in the U.S.
I like the logo. I like the rat, man. It looks pretty cool. It's a punk.
Super cool. Yeah.
Very nice.
There's a couple other folks I want to kind of point out there. I see Bryson Holland on the call here. Bryson made that list. It's his first time on the list. He's the guy that made the big sale to the Opryland. You've done events at the Opryland area, right?
That's a big I've been there. Beautiful hotel.
Yeah, trade shows, like north of 120, 130,000, and continues to grow and grow and grow. So, and he's been here a very short time. He was in one of our rookie classes, probably less than 6 months. So just outstanding. Right. Another rookie to point out, less than 6 months here, right around 6 months, is Anthony Martin out of Iowa. 6 months here, Sioux City, Iowa. 6 months here, puts up $76,000.
Nice.
And talk. I didn't know who he was, so last night I shot Rick Schulte, the region manager. I said, "Hey, tell me about this dude, man. He's going to be on the broadcast."
Right.
6 months here, just does everything he's told, just follows the process, follows the formula, and it's just killing it. Everybody loves him, and his nickname, which is pretty appropriate for being a bug guy.
Yeah.
His nickname is, you can probably guess, Ant.
They call him Ant.
He goes by Ant.
All right.
He goes by Ant.
That's appropriate.
See Aaron Harris back on the list. And, of course, all the old standbys. Chris Pierce is there. I mean, the GOAT of all time, the greatest commercial orkin pest control salesman ever.
Yep.
25, 28. I don't know how many consecutive President's Club trips. He's already punched his ticket for another one. So he's out there. Guillermo Delente, we talk about. He's been on that list pretty consistently.
By the way, rightfully so. California Pack. I'm getting a lot of Pack love on the
killing it.
The chat here. So way to go.
Killing it. And Jason Cibatoni, he's on the list there. Jason is probably without some sort of miracle. The Hail Mary pass at the end in December. Jason's going to be our top commercial salesman for 2023. Just smoking it. Yeah.
Is he that?
He's pushing 1.5 million.
So the gap is that big. He's way ahead.
He's got a pretty good lead right now.
All right. Anybody who's second? You remember? Recall?
I think it's Jesse Jolly. It's Jesse Jolly. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Okay.
There's a good competition in there. Again, the top 25 go to President's Club.
Nice.
So just outstanding. I mean, just really good numbers. I don't think anybody else did. Just again, a lot of steady performers. There's probably, as I look at the list, there's way more than half of them that are already kind of locked in to go to President's Club.
Way to go.
Just steady performance.
In the chat, Gordon Nasser says, Chris Pierce is the legend.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And Guillermo Dolente is a rock star. That's what
no doubt.
Can't argue with that, man.
So that's kind of the commercial side of the coin.
Those are some great numbers, Ed. Those are great numbers.
Yeah. Just outstanding. Again, 12% for years and years and years. Just continue to keep coming. Yep. So let's share a little bit on the residential side. Let's do that, huh?
The homies. Get it? Homies.
Our home sales homies?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know about that. I'm glad this is the last one for this year. On the termite side of things.
Moving on.
Moving on quickly. On the termite side of things, our traditional termite, our kind of drill it and fill it stuff that we do, has been going on for years and years and years. In November, we had a 7% increase year over year for the month of November. It's the same year to date. So we're up 7%. Year over year, you'd think, well, that's not really good. That's not that double-digit growth that we're chasing. The reason is that we've kind of replaced a lot of some of that liquid termite treatment with bait. which we know when we put those CenterCon stations in the ground, those renewals are stickier. Average CenterCon customer stays with us for over 8 years.
That's a mind blower.
Yeah,
that's
$300, $400, $500 a pop on the renewal.
Yeah,
that's money that just.
Do you ever
keeps
calculate
coming.
like the customer lifetime value of those? If you're here for 8 years, your average spend will be X.
Those smart guys in marketing do that. We just try to kill it. Number. This team and I, we just try to kill it.
We focus on getting the numbers.
Get it on the books and let somebody else figure out how good it is.
Let marketing run the numbers.
There you go.
I love it.
To that point, the bait sales for the month of November were up 22%. There's that offset, to that 7%, and they're up almost 20% year to date through November, which is outstanding. And our ancillary segment on the termite side of the house, which is our fastest growing segment and has been for a couple of years, is up 23% month to month in November, and it's up 28% year to date.
Nice.
Year to date.
That is beautiful. That's great numbers, man.
Number. Yeah. Rolling it all together.
Management's got to be happy. Come on.
Management's happy. We'll get to the profit.
By the way, are you
piece
getting a raise? Are you getting a raise?
No. I've been here too long. They don't give me any more raises. Rolling it all together on the termite side of the house, 17% year-over-year increase in November.
Yeah.
And we're still clicking along at an 18% year-over-year increase through November. And the amazing thing is, just let this settle in a bit. We've sold $315 million in termite-related services through November.
Just gotta let that number hit.
Yeah.
You gotta let that number hit, 315.
Yeah, we'll probably sell another 23, 24 million this month. Just crazy.
That is crazy.
And do the math. That's 14% commission on all that stuff, right?
That's a lot of buggage.
Yeah.
Can we say buggage?
A lot of
buggage? That's a new word. I'm trying to inject some new words into this, terminology.
There you go.
By the way, Benjamin March says, homies, I don't like it because that would make the commercial guys commies.
That's a bright
That's
thinker.
funny. I don't care what anybody says. That's funny. That's funny.
I kind of like that. Yeah. All right, let's move on to residential PC sales and see if you can come up with a nickname for them. So the residential PC sales, just so you know, our residential PC sales, 71% of those sales are sold by the folks in the OC3, the call center, right? All that team, the Tim Tarantello, Jeff, and April, and all those put together. 71% of our residential sales come through the call center. But I think sometimes we miss the mark as field salespeople when we say, well, I can't control much of my pest control, residential pest control sales because it's all sold from the call center. There's a 30% window.
Yeah.
The responsibility is, y'all and the technicians and how we get it in the streets, as opposed to getting it over the phone.
What was it last year, percentage of? This year it's 71. What was it last year?
It's remained right in that 70, 72 mark.
That's impressive. 71% is impressive.
Yeah,
that's
just handled over the phone.
Yeah.
Handled over the phone.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
really quick close. And that started net business too, by the way. In November, the OC3, that 71%, they increased their sales in the month of November 17% year over year, which is crazy good. Now, that we had a slow start because of demand, people calling us and those kind of fun things. So the demand was pretty slow in the beginning of the year, but it's gradually picked up. We've had really 3 or 4 consecutive really strong sales months in residential PC sales that got us caught up all the way to we're 5% ahead of where we were last year.
What do you think was the difference in the ramp up? Looking back, you don't know. Just
if I had that, I guess that magic ball, I'd be able to help you. But if I had that, if I knew that, Victor, they'd make me a really big guy here. I could probably have anybody's job, but no. The one place we slipped a little bit last month in November was in our field sales. Again, 30% of our residential sales are sold by the field folks.
Right.
We fell off 8%. We fell off 8% in November, so it was a little bit of a blip. And year to date, we're only at a 3% increase there. So when you roll it all together, you're talking a 5% year over year increase and a 9% increase in November. So it's building. It's building, which is a good thing. Absolutely. And again, one other thing to note, just real quick, our residential mosquito sales up 25% year over year.
Really?
$72 million in mosquito services have been sold by this company.
I have to register these numbers. You know what I mean?
Isn't it nuts?
Yeah, that's amazing. 72% just mosquitoes.
72 million.
Million, rather. Sorry.
72 million. Just nuts.
That is amazing. Well done.
And
well done.
All these numbers, as you all know, they don't mean much if you don't convert it to profit. Company is on profit plan, and I'm going to cross my fingers, cross my legs, do anything, knock on wood. We're on pace, and it would take something really catastrophic for us not to make our profit plan for the year. So Boss Man Pat is happy, tickled. Mr. Rollins is probably tickled.
What does Pat say? What does Pat say behind closed door about these folks?
He loves them. I think we're all amazed at what these folks are able to produce. And just great amount of gratitude. I mean, when you run these kind of increases, like you talked about, you deal with a lot of companies. Yeah. Nobody's doing what we're doing.
These are, by the way, and I mean that sincerely, because I talk to a lot of different companies, and a lot of companies would love to have these numbers. Yeah. I don't think you see what I see. A lot of companies are struggling, and they're not in the positives. They're working with negatives, and they're trying to figure out how do we minimize the negative just to get back to zero. So these numbers, even if you look at a 5% or 7% increase, so a lot of companies would fight to have those numbers.
Absolutely.
So well done.
And the other thing, it's converting to Wall Street too. So I mean, if you haven't looked lately, I mean, the stock's like screaming. It's like pushing $43 a share. If you're not in the 401k yet, try to make your way into that thing and pick up on that. That match, that free money. Yep. I mean, get after that. Again, things are really good, and we got a lot to be thankful for. Victor, in addition to all those great numbers company-wide, November again, I keep talking about November, we had 28 of our home sales inspectors get paid on over $100,000.
Yep.
I mean, probably 5 years ago, we had 28 do it all year, right? We had 28 in November. We probably have a list of those, and we probably have a list of the top 5 OC3 people as well, don't we?
I bet you we have a video.
I'll bet you we have a video.
Roll that thing.
Stormy, roll it.
Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones. I like saying Tyler
Him and Hassan
Jones
are having that heavyweight fight at the top.
Did you take my bet? I got Hassan. $5.
I'm not betting on anybody because I get in trouble if I pick
my
a favorite.
man Hassan. I believe in Hassan, the great one, Cortez.
They're going down. They're going down to the end.
All right. When will we know? When will we know?
We'll know at the end of December. We'll know the first couple weeks of January. Outstanding.
But what a big list, though, man.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah,
I mean, just outstanding. Yep. You got a brand new guy, right? First time I've seen his name, Carl Zacharias, on there, out of the Wisconsin region. Wisconsin, Victor, in November, 100K.
By the way, they should get like added bonus points for that one. Wisconsin in November.
Don't give any more of our money away.
Yep.
And then, of course, you got we talked about Chris Pierce being the commercial GOAT. We got the GOAT on the residential side being Roger Kennedy.
Nice.
Roger is in his last year, Victor. He's retiring.
Kentucky.
He's retiring. He's in Beckley, West Virginia, 38 or 39 consecutive trips to President's Club.
How many?
38 or 39. He is, without a doubt, the GOAT. Chris Pierce got it locked up on the commercial side.
Right.
Roger is the GOAT on the residential side. It's funny, I talked to him last week. I called him, just to see how he was doing, because we talk fairly frequently. And I said, Roger, what are you doing? You got your feet kicked up? You burning vacation days? He said, Ed, you know me better than that. He said, I'm out there pushing to get another 100K. Nice. I got to get that gold jacket one last time.
Yeah.
And I said, well, where are you at now? He said, I'm already at $90,000 paid on.
So he's getting,
so again, the last month here, walking out of here, and he's still just
wants to go out on the high note.
Grinding.
I love that guy.
Grinding. He's going to drop the mic on his way out the door.
Oh, man.
No, just outstanding performances. And then obviously our call center folks, again, just outstanding performances. Gary Frano. Gary Frano and his wife Vanessa tag team this job.
Yeah.
They both, those folks are remote, and they just work together at their house and take turns. And Vanessa's been to President's Club a whole bunch of times. I think Gary's been there a couple times.
Could you work with your wife? Ed?
No. She couldn't work with me. I'll put it that way.
I think same here. Ditto.
And then the GOAT, I guess, for this year on the residential OC3 OC3 folks is Teresa Mobley, who's already put up $4 million in sales. Gal just rocks it. Just rocks it.
Is she on her way to being the OC3 GOAT?
Well, she's got to get a little tenure.
Okay.
Got a little. She hasn't hung near 25, 30.
She has GOAT potential.
She hasn't hung 25 plaques yet.
Okay,
right?
yeah, true.
Like those other two dudes. But
that's amazing.
No, just outstanding performance. Today, Victor, I was searching, and you and I talked a few times this week about what we could talk about that kind of combine the groups, right? So, there's certain things that are specific to one and specific to the other that we tend to focus on when we have them separate. But today I thought we'd talk, you post a lot of stuff on trust, and you hear all the sales adage lines that people buy from who they like and who they trust.
Right.
But nobody ever really defines trust. And you've done a bunch of great stuff on that, and you've even kind of resurrected some stuff from years ago. So let's just spend a few minutes talking about building trust. Right. You take it from here, and I'll just kind of try to fill in the blanks.
Okay, so I put together a small video, part of the sales podcast, where I talk about, the 7 components of building trust. And I think what's happening in the market, I know what's happening in the market is that people are lacking the confidence to make a buying decision. And they're really looking to you to help them make the buying decision. So Ed, when we talk about trust, there's several components. So let's go to the slides.
Sure.
And let's talk about this. The first one is you got to be a subject matter expert. What do you want to add to that? Because, that's an obvious one, but yet...
Yeah, how do you do it, right? You got to be a subject matter expert.
Right.
How do you do it? How do we do it as Orkin salespeople, right?
Yep.
We've got all these tools, and we're going to have a bunch of these kickoff meetings coming up in the springtime. Kind of historically, we brought all the salespeople in and had a big sales kickoff meeting.
Right.
And what happens at those kickoff meetings is we bring a lot of vendors in.
Right.
We bring in the subject matter, they bring in the Centricon vendors, we bring in the Fly vendors, Flylight vendors. We bring these folks in to expose you to them, to get some training with it. Man, you got to latch onto them cats and become the expert on Flylights, become the expert on LED Flylights, become the expert on Centricon, because that again then translates to you becoming the subject matter expert in the minds of the consumer.
Correct.
They say, man, this guy or this gal really got it locked and loaded.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I always try to mention is you got to take this upon yourself. If you wait around for us to bring you the training. Now, we brought you some training last year on the commercial side, about rodents and mosquitoes and that kind of stuff. But if you sit on the sidelines and wait for something to come to you, you're killing yourself. I recommend that when these PCT magazines come out, and you can get the online version, just read that.
Yeah.
Invest the time in yourself. And I think that's how we can become better. Figure out these new things and get after it. What do you think about it? And the iPad. There's so many things you can learn on all these services on your iPad.
There's no reason not to learn.
Invest.
Yeah.
Talk about the investment piece.
I think the connective tissue I always like to relate is that if you know your products well, that builds your personal confidence.
Yeah.
So let's say that's your side of the coin. What's happening on the other side of the coin is that customers are hesitant, lack the confidence to make a buying decision because there's too many choices. So what they want is a salesperson that has the confidence to imbue them with the confidence to make a buying decision.
Yeah.
And that to me is like, again, the connective tissue. When we talk about being a subject matter expert, so you can have more confidence. So when you present, what you present basically transmits that confidence. The customer goes, okay, I believe what this person's telling me. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's what clients want today. The data is clear. Today's client is so overwhelmed, so confused, so over-optioned that they're looking for you to help them make a buying decision.
Amen. And I think it's a great way to separate yourselves when you're in a competitive situation, right?
I agree.
And that dude knows more. She knows more than that other guy did.
They understand, which leads to the next one here, Ed. On these two here, it was just to be direct, be assertive, and it's okay to correct your customer when they're not thinking correctly. Yeah. What would you add to that?
I'll just share a recent experience. I was talking to one of our national account reps as we're trying to figure out how to put a deal together for a pretty large customer. And we just got the cookie cutter RFP. They sent the RFP in and they said, you got to fill this blank. Tell me how much you charge for this. And I recommended to the national account manager that you got to make it different. What if we changed the frequency of service? What if we changed it? What if we did something different and took that assertive stance to say, no, what you guys are looking for isn't what you need. It's not the best buy for you. Let me show you something different. So again, you create that separation by being assertive, by saying, no. Look at this. Look at this a different way. You've been buying pest control this way, this rotation on apartments or multifamily for years and years and years, and it's become kind of the industry thing, but we want to show you something different and just take that stance to where you don't say, well, that's a stupid thing you're doing, but you kind of work your way to it, right?
Right.
You just don't let it go by.
It's what they want. Again, they want you to kind of help them out. If you have your client's best interest in mind, it's not that old mindset is, well, Victor, I don't want to pressure people into buying. It's not pressuring.
Right.
It's basically, if you're looking out for their best interest, then you say, no, you're thinking wrong, but in a nice way, of course, and say, here's what you should consider.
Yeah.
Which leads us to this one right here. Be honest and transparent, not lying by omission, and be even-handed when responding. I love that phrase, be even-handed. How would you interpret that one?
You take that one first, because I love the way you spin this even-handed, and then I'll kind of tack some on.
Okay, so when you're talking to a customer, sometimes you know they may bring up a competitor, for example, right? And they'll say, the competitor does it this way. And one could say, you know what, well, that's not a good way of doing it. Well, that's not the way to answer. The best way to answer is to be even-handed, because it's more persuasive to say, I understand that they do it this way, but, which negates what came before that, here's something else you need to consider. Because you're doing it that way or they do it that way, you're not going to get this benefit or that benefit, which is why I recommend this way, whatever this method may be. Give me an example of that. Organize that for me.
I'll try to organize it in two ways. I'll do one residential first, right? So if you're out there and you're peddling termite work and the customer, the competitor is offering liquid only or bait only, right?
Yep.
You know, you're faced against that. So they're banging against the working guy or the working gal, right? They're going to tell them, we don't do baits for this reason, or we do baits only for this reason, you know, kind of getting in the middle of what we do. I think oftentimes what you can do is say, you know, that liquid program is a big program. That's a good program. What they're doing makes some sense. But, you know, but, you know, you might want to consider this. Why don't we give you the best of both worlds? Why don't we put the belt and suspenders around the largest investment you're probably ever going to make, and give you both? We found at Orkin that it makes sense to do both. So we're going to do the liquid, stop the termites right now, just like the other folks are going to do. But what we're going to add you an extra layer of protection by putting the bait stations in around to kill the colony.
Right.
And if you do that, I think that makes sense.
That's the even-handedness. And by the way, one more step would be to say, here's why we think this is a better solution.
Yeah.
And give them the reason why. And that pushes them further down that decision path.
Absolutely. And I think on the commercial side of it, it gets into those frequencies, right? I mean, if you're dealing with the multifamily thing and they've been doing the same frequency forever, and everybody's coming in bidding that, I think you do, you know, that's a great play. That makes some sense, and I understand why they would recommend that.
Perfect example.
Yeah, it makes some sense. But you know, let me make this recommendation.
Yeah. And
here's why I think that works better.
Yeah.
You know,
I love the way you did that. That's a balance of assertiveness and also even-handedness. Yeah. Well done.
In the end, you know, if we change this frequency, there's a potential we could save you some money, but we'll inconvenience you less. We'll inconvenience your tenants less. And we think we can get after the same problem.
I love that.
I always use that when you're talking about hotels and rotations and apartments. You know, every time I get into that conversation with hoteliers and get into it with multifamily folks, I said, you know, room 309 has never had a bug in it for the last 20 years. So why are you putting a rotation in to go in there and go do nothing?
Right.
They're never going to get a bug in that room for the next 20 years. So let's take a look at it. We don't need to go through that, I guess, that regimented approach that the industry has put on these kind of situations. Be different. Be different.
Yeah, I like the even-handedness, but I like the way you layered it, and here's why. Save you money and reduce the frequency, which will save you time or the inconvenience. I love that.
Yeah, you got your guy chasing around. No, all good. Slow down to speed up. Let's just hit that one real quick. That makes sense, right?
The last one, the last one is to listen. And the hard part about listening that most people have a hard time with is our brain, and you speak at about 180 words to 200 words per minute. But your brain is speeding up at 600 to 800 words per minute. So what's happening is that sometimes we're listening to the customer. We already know where they're going.
Yeah.
And our brain is not listening, but waiting to talk. Big difference.
Yeah.
There's listening, then waiting to talk. And too often, we're in the waiting to talk.
Yeah.
And I think you have to, almost like therapy, you have to let people tell you their story.
Yeah.
Even if you know where it's going and how it's going to end, you got to let them tell the story, and before you actually say, all right, here's what I propose.
Yeah.
Add to that.
You don't want to address it like you've heard. I've heard this thing 500 times. Let me tell you the answer.
Or say, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I get
it. No, by doing that to a customer, you're basically saying, shut up in so many words,
I've ridden with so many salespeople, and my terminology that I use with them is, I said, you need to let the game come to you. You don't need to be rushing into this thing. You're already in front of them.
Yeah.
Let it come to you. Open your ears.
That's a good way of looking at it. Just wait for it. Let it come to you.
Don't get so anxious that you're going to do something silly and something stupid.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Oh, I love the phrase, let it come to you, because that's a good way of telling yourself to listen. Just let it come to you, because they're selling themselves. As soon as they start talking about the problems, the issues that they're having, it's easier for you to create a more customized pitch.
Absolutely.
Going back.
No, good stuff. Hopefully that fits for everybody on the call. I think it does. But let's do a little litmus test. Were they paying attention?
Do you think they paid attention? All right.
Hopefully you guys have figured out to take notes during this
You've been around. You know what time it is.
It's game time.
Let's do some game time here.
So Victor, We're up in the ante because I'm in the holiday spirit.
All right.
First place.
Ed's feeling good.
$200 Amazon card in your inbox this weekend.
$200.
Second place, $100 Amazon gift card in your inbox. And third place, we're even going to if you get to the podium, we're going to give you $50 by coming in third.
So we're going all three. Boy, you're really generous this time around.
I'm feeling it.
You're feeling Santa Clausy.
Other than slaying the prophet. Get it going there.
All right, so you know how this works. Get your phone out, scan that QR code, jump on in. With the QR code, you'll be asked for the code. The code's at the top, 8572805. And again, by the way, I don't think we need to mention this, but just in case, if you were on this morning's broadcast...
You don't play.
You can't play.
Or miss a couple intentionally.
Yeah. Also, by the way, you can open up your browser. You can go to mentee.com. And again, type in the code 8572805. So 2 ways to play. QR code with your phone, enter the code, or open up another tab in your browser. You guys know how to do this already. Let's see how many folks we got in here. Let's see how many folks we got here playing already. We're up to 74 players already, 77. Come on, guys. We got 177 here. Let's at least get to 100. Don't be afraid. We're playing for big money. Ed's feeling a little more generous than usual. In other words, he's not being as cheap. So in other words, he's giving away money. Neri Roca says, I want some of that money. Angeline Neely maybe you want some of that money. I don't know. Mike Mandry, I don't know about that palm tree, but it'll buy you some pina coladas if you know what I mean, if we can get that going. All right, here we go. Countdown is 10, 9. Maybe we can get Jason Snyder some new glasses. I'm tired of those dark glasses. We should get him some like red glasses with like black tint. You know, big orchid sides on the side. Here we go. We're going in. All right, Jeremy Birch, don't let me down. All right, here we go. All right, remember, answer fast, you get more points. Oh, this is easy. Come on. This is a layup. This is 100% right here. Everybody should get this.
All time.
Yeah. Juliet, don't mess this one up. I mean, Ed said this like 20 times. You got to get it. Which one is it? This is 100% here. Okay, only 60 people. Who are these other 17 people?
Maybe they tuned in late.
By the way, what I like about this chart, there's one Kenny G diehard.
A vote of protest.
All right. Let's see who was the fastest on this one. Was it E.D. himself, Eric Dozer, or Ed Donahue? Ed, is that you playing in number 2?
No, somebody's playing games.
Adam Humphrey.
We're going to chase down your IP address.
Okay. I like Ducati Girl at the bottom. Let's do this. All right, next question. Simple one. Come on now. Ray, woo, let's do this. Come on. Here we go. Let's do this, Ray. Come on, Ray. Get in there, Ray. Get in there. Claim that money. Through November, Orkin's total termite sales are... who was listening to this one? Kurt Rager? I don't know. Maybe he was. Who knows? Robert Boyd Jr.? Dude, I don't see you on this chart. Where you at, Robert? Come on. Boom. 315 million. There it is. Let's see who's playing. Who are the real players in the house? Ed D. again's at the top. Adam Humphrey. Benjamin March. Pingu. Love me some Pingu. Maverick.
Nice.
Gordo. Tyler. Jared S. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. All right, next question. This is the flashback.
Yeah.
Flashback. The blocking objections lessons can be found under which 7Ps tab? Oh, here's where we separate the wheat from the chaff.
There you go.
All right, here's where we find out who the real players are. And the answer goes, well, more than I expected. Got it. So
nice.
I'm going to go with that one, actually.
Nice.
I'm smiling on that one. Where is Don Agatone? Come on, man. Get on this pie list. Here we go. Adam Humphrey at the top. Benjamin March. Jason, Ed D. Gardo.
Here we go.
Williams. Puffy. Puffy's going. Puffy went to number 2. Who is this Puffy character? All right, next one. Here we go. Big players only. Come on, big players only. Where is Les Fogelman? Come on, with a guy named Les Fogelman, you should be on this list somewhere. In November, how many HSIs were paid on? Over 100,000 K. Solid punches. I'm just disappointed that I don't see your name up here. It is discouraging at most. All right, here we go. And, I'm disappointed with this one, Ed. I don't like this distribution, Ed. All right, let's see who's playing. Real players. Here we go again. We got Tyler Residor, Adam's still there, Jason's there, Simba. I see Simba coming up. Simba's moving up. Jason was fastest to answer. Tyler.
Adam's hanging in there.
Man, he's doing it.
He was a winner last month.
All right, here we go.
He's figured out how to play the game, Victor.
All right, apparently so. Here we go. The client says, again, flashback on this one. The client says lessons can be found in which of the 7Ps tab. You got a 25% chance of getting this right. Unless you absolutely know the answer, you are not going to get this right. I was going to say you're screwed, but I thought I should not say that, and bam! Oh, look at that. We should get that button, that wah, 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 wah button, because I think we need it in this case.
Yeah,
All right, let me see what we got here. We got Ed D, Adam Humphrey. Oh, Tyler Residori is gone. It is gone. Boom, Jared S, Ed D. Again, Derek Jordanek. Come on, let's go. All right, we got 3 more left. Here's number 6. Okay, this one's a layup. This is easy. Ed just really harped on this one. Orkin's total commercial sales through November. What is that number? It was immaculate. It was beautiful. It had lipstick on it. It had everything on it.
It was 12% increase.
It was a 12% increase. It was lovely, and it was 178 million, and only a disappointing
that hurts.
20 people were paying attention to what you said, Ed. And I don't see Ray Wu on here, so woo wasn't even here. Yeah, so I mean, it's just bad.
Bad connection, maybe.
I don't even see Brandon Blankenship. BB's not even out here.
BB's not playing?
BB's just slacking off somewhere.
He's usually in the hunt.
Jared, Ed D again. Brian, unless he's Brand the Broken. I don't think that's him. All right, here we go. All right, Brian Sellers, where are you at, buddy? I don't see you. Oh, my God. 2 more to go. Here we go. All right, what percentage? Come on. This is a good one. This is an easy one. Of Orkin residential sales are sold by OC3. This number was impressive. In fact, what's my man's name again?
Timmy T.
Timmy T should keep his job. Here we go.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good response.
You are lowering your expectations.
Yeah,
I am not. I am totally disappointed with that number. Claudio, where you at? Atencio. I don't even see you on here. Claudio's messing around, not doing his job. Adam's still at the top. Jared S. Ed D. Brand the Broken. Come on, Rick. I see you, Earthman. Last question.
This is super simple.
This is, I mean, I'm expecting
y'all made fun of me.
100%.
Y'all made fun
100%. We totally made fun of Ed on this one. Here we go. And the final question. Wrap this thing up for the year. What is Ed's incredibly favorite holiday album? Something so shocking that is, again, social services should be called in to go analyze those kids now. How are you doing, kiddies, after all that album play? 43 people got it, and the winner.
And the winner is?
3 winners. We always have 3 winners. We have Ed D. Okay, here it is. Wrap it up. Boom, there it is. We got Adam Humphrey.
Adam Humphrey. We
number
might have
1.
Go ahead. Who's number 2? Because we got to get these.
Jared S.
Jared S., just throw your last name in the chat so I can get you your gift card email.
And who is Ed D? That's what
we need to know that because you're getting in trouble anyway.
Yeah.
But I'll send you the $50 if you put your name in the chat.
There you go.
Oh, look, right. Adam Humphrey shows some key
Adam
to
said he
success.
wrote every stat down, like, dang
there
right.
There you go. He won last time. He's figured this out.
So we got Jared Schneider.
Okay,
number 2.
Got that.
Who is Ed D? We're going to wait in the chat till we get Ed D. Who is Ed D?
We're not leaving till we're heaving.
Who had the gall to put Ed D down as their name? Come on.
This confession. You don't get any money.
Look, it's for 50.
50 we're telling on
oh, that's Sean awesome. Said $50 ain't worth telling on yourself.
That's pretty awesome. Outstanding.
I love it.
I might send him the $50 just for being funny. Just for being funny.
That's great, man. Thank
All
you
right,
for playing.
let's get some housekeeping done and then get these folks out of here.
Yep.
So, account managers on the call, I want you to be like Santa Claus. I want you to get your list and check it twice. You know, this month, at the end of this month, you dial in your recurring revenue commissions for all of 2024. So don't miss one of those little commission bumps by $1,000 sale. Make sure the business has to be started and it has to be net of chargebacks. So don't miss that mark. I sent those reports out a couple nights ago that gave you the standings on where you're at. Don't miss that mark. You sales managers, make sure you help them get after that. Got a couple reminders, Victor, this morning. at 6 o'clock of something we should talk about. And even though we're in the holiday spirit,
go on.
in their holiday spirit, I got a reminder from Don Aguayo and Mike Palermo, a couple of sales managers for us.
All right.
And they said, Ed, even though it's the holiday season, it's still Throat Punch Thursday. And that whole tag, Victor.
It's not very seasony.
I know. I'm just telling you for the next, just today, I want you to go out and punch the competition square in the throat.
That's almost like saying, go out and choke Santa Claus.
Not the competition.
Oh, I'm just saying.
We're not from Philly. We're not booing Santa. But it's Throat Punch Thursday. Make sure, let's go get what's ours.
Yeah.
Let's take that business away from those other companies. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
I would have gone something like, let's go Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and win every reindeer game.
No, you don't know. As long as
you know,
together, you don't know me very well.
I would have been more Christmassy about it. I'm just
punch him in the throat in honor of Danny Uribe. I said that thing about 10 years ago, and Danny Uribe out there, and termite salesman out on the West Coast. He never lets me forget it. So it's kind of the tagline I've carried.
All right.
Again, just getting serious on a note, I do want you to punch the competition in the throat, so I'm serious about that. But there's just a tremendous amount of gratitude that I have for what you all have done. You know, what you've done over the last 3-4 consecutive years has just been staggering. Again, Victor talked about it. He doesn't see this in other companies that he deals with, right? And I just want to express my sincere appreciation for everything that you all do every day. My job is simple because of you. You guys go out there, you guys and gals go out there and kill it. You know, we've been running double-digit increases in this company for years, and it's all to the credit of you. And I just want to make sure that they understood how much that we really, truly appreciate you.
These are impressive numbers. And like I said, you guys you see the numbers all the time, but I see what I see from outside looking in, and these are impressive numbers. You must be doing something right. So congratulations.
And you know the
Sincerely.
deal. Have a great holiday season. Be super safe. Because you know what they're going to task us to do next year? Do it again.
Yeah.
We'll be asked for double-digit increases. They're already budgeted. And the cool thing about my seat is I have no doubt that you all will deliver once again.
Yeah.
And you just think about all the money that, you take all those big numbers we talked about, almost $100 million in sales, and you tag 15% commission around that stuff. There's a lot of money to be had out there.
Yeah.
Go get what is yours.
Big numbers, great numbers. Congratulations.
Yeah, amen. And be safe. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Amen. Thank you all.